Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you with another episode, Coffee with Coach, on this awesome Sunday morning. Hope you're up, doing well, doing more than well, and got the mind in the right place. But if not, let's put it in the right place. So, listen to some more mineral vitamins this morning. I want to get this to you real quick before I finish, getting to the rest of my day here. More of the Dabo Sweeney video. Again, it's a leadership video, coaching video. I've been listening to it for, I don't know, about 4 or 5 days now, maybe longer, and just replaying it and playing it because there's so many good things in here. And one of the things that caught my attention that I wanted to share with everyone that I think can kind of help and put things in perspective is something I just learned. Okay, I just learned this like just right before I started this video. I just learned mile 19. Okay, so in this video, Coach Dabo Sweeney, it's an interview, and he's talking about his progression as a coach. When he gets to Clemson, the first couple of seasons aren't that good. They start getting to where they get to. I think they get to the national championship game and they lose. Okay, they lose. They get to the actual goal itself and they come up short. And he's talking to his players about coming back right away, like trying to put it in the rearview mirror right away and going forward. And he's talking about that he had a vision board in his meetings and what it was going to take to get to that championship and get to that next level and stay on the course to get to where they need to get to. And he brings up this mile 19. He tells his players, we got to get past mile 19 and we can't lose our vision once we get to mile 19. So I'm like, he's talking about a marathon. So of course I Google it was a mile 19, marathon. And then things start popping up because I never ran a marathon, right? So I run, okay, I do 3 miles every other day, but I've never did like a half marathon or a marathon, anything like that. So I don't know what he's talking about. So I looked it up and I wanted to share with everyone once I get to it here, what that is, mile 19. So give me a second here. So mile 19, let me read this real quick. So every year, hundreds of thousands of runners will have the opportunity to hit the wall. The wall is defined as that period in a marathon when things transition from pretty hard to being really, really hard. It is that point where your body and mind are simultaneously tested. It's the perfect intersection of fatigue and diminished mental faculties. Or as you most likely remember it, the exact point where all your pre-race plans went out the window. How do you handle the wall can literally make or break your marathon. And then it goes on here. So how does the wall work? Much like the Bermuda Triangle, the wall is simultaneously mythical, yet very real space. You can't actually put yourself there on purpose, but you'll arrive there during your marathon. It operates as much on fear as it does the real world challenges that accompany covering 26.2 miles, which means you'll never have to have your A game in place if you're going to surmount it. So it goes on and it's talking about the wall feeds off the games in your mind, plays during the taper period. As you negotiate your race pacing plans based off what you plan on running, there are 2 types of race plans, your could pace and then your should pace. You remember that one long run in week 6 when you just flew along, everything was perfect based on that day, plus perfect race day conditions could run at 7 minutes and 45 seconds on that day. And then when the gun goes off and fully tapered, the could mile split you run brings the wall that much closer and makes it that much bigger. So the mind games, as anyone has run a half marathon or race or longer can attest, it's almost impossible to do simple math at the end of your race. We've all tried to figure out what the target finish is, blah, blah, blah. Okay, running is not complicated. It's not a complicated mental activity, which means your brain can go on cruise control while your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and heart need more and more resources each mile. And then it just goes on and on. So basically what Coach Dabo is getting at is as the season goes on, as things get tougher, you're going to hit that wall. And, I just put it in perspective, like right now we're at in November. A lot of people are fatigued, COVID-19, shutdown, election, people getting laid off, losing their jobs. I know quite a few people that they had to change jobs. This year has been rough. So we're basically at mile 19 in 2020. All right, mile 19. So I like this a lot because at mile 19 in 2020, with all the stuff that's been happening this year, we can easily lose the vision of what we need to be doing and where we're supposed to be at. And so the goal with these videos and everything is to keep your mind on track and put you back into place, to keep that vision board, so to speak, where you want to be at, put it back in your face so that you can go back to doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So we all have a mile 19, okay? Everyone is different. And I read another article where it's like somewhere in between mile 18 and 23, I think, because every runner is different, hits this so-called wall where, you're mentally just fatigued and tired, and your mind is basically telling you to quit. Your body's broken down, your legs hurt, it's just time to call it quits. And so it's getting past that threshold of that window there of whether you're going to finish the race or not. So to me, this is where we're at in November 8th. I think a lot of us are at mile 19 right now. So some of us will probably lay up and call it quits because we're just mentally fatigued. We're broken down. Our heart's broken from the losses we've taken this year. And then some of us will battle through that and get to the end of the race, the marathon, and finish off this year like we're supposed to finish it. So I just think these things need to be brought, to light, to where like it's reminding you, hey, look, we're going through some tough times. This year has been rough, but it's not over yet, and we got time to finish this thing the way we're supposed to finish it. Maybe we don't finish it like we want to, maybe like in a runner's kind of mindset where like we're talking about a time, we're not finishing in the time that we want to finish it at, but let's finish it. All right, let's finish it. So that's the mindset. That's the goal. Putting the vision board back in place, or whatever your goals were for this year, and don't lose sight of those. Let's put them back in sight. And if that's you, where you just had it so rough this year and it's just been beating you down because it's been a rough year, we're at mile 19. Okay, this analogy with the marathon and everything, where some of us will pack it up, call it quits. We'll come back in 2021 and try again and have to start all over, or we'll have some of us out there that will finish this thing, stay on track, take those losses and wins that we've had this year and finish it to where we go into 2021, doing the right things and with the right mindset. And how do we do that? It's a lot of things. I'll go right back to it down the list, like I always talk about. What's your attitude like every day? How are you treating people? What are you reading? What are you listening to? What kind of things around you, do you have at work? Whatever, what kind of friends do you have? Family members? How do they talk? Are they talking positive? Are they talking negative? What kind of foods are you eating? Are you exercising? Are you taking care of yourself? It's just what it is. When you exercise and take care of yourself and eat right, you just feel better. Okay. And when you don't, you just don't feel better. Right. So all these things can help accumulate like little wins in all these little categories, to where it can keep you just on track, keep you hanging on, to where you can get past this so-called wall, mile 19, or could be mile 20 for you, whatever the case may be. But we gotta get to mile 26.2, right? We gotta get to the end of the marathon, and we're right there at that threshold where we just have less than 2 months left before the end of the year, to where we need to stay on board, or we need to stay on the task that we need to be doing. For me as a coach, I've been in a lot of my students' ears lately, making posts, making videos, messaging people, hey, where you at? Let's get back to the mats. Let's finish strong. I just had a student, Nick Vasquez, come back to jiu-jitsu. He's been gone for quite a few years. He was with me for about 3.5 years, I think. And he just came back. He was gone, like I said, about 4. He said, I can't believe, time flies. And I know in the conversation we had, when he called because my phone went off, and I just thought maybe he just kind of dialed the wrong number or something because I haven't seen that name on the phone in forever, and so I answered, and he didn't think I was going to answer. So anyways, we get into this conversation, and he just really wasn't feeling all that good about himself and feeling all that the self-esteem was a little low, like coming back, because when he left, he was a different individual. He made a lot of gains and did a lot of great things before during the time he trained with us, and then he took a break, 4-year break, and then things changed back to where they were. And so coming back into the school was a little hard for him, at least ego-wise. I was just happy to see him and his kids, Nick and Emma. And anyways, he's back. And he's back on the mats. He's sweating. He's getting his groove back, so to speak. His kids are too. And it's just great to have him back. And we had this conversation after practice last night. Not last night, but after yesterday afternoon. And, I just told him, I said, man, look, it's just really good to just have you and the kids back. I see already, because we had a really hard workout, because Saturday practice is really tough. And he made it all the way through. And I can just see a difference in him already, just from 1 week being back with us. Just that momentum building inside of him from when he first came a week ago, just to come in and check it out. Because that was the thing. I was like, hey, just walk into the academy. I need you to drive over here. We're going to be here. Just come in. You need to just come in and just step into the building, so that you can see, smell, feel the atmosphere again, and then maybe we can get you back on board. And that's exactly what happened. So yesterday we're talking about kind of like this mile 19 thing. Like, hey, look, let's finish this. You did right. You came in before the new year. You're here at the right moment to where, yeah, we made some mistakes and you kind of went backwards in some things, but we all do. We all do. We all make mistakes. But you coming back now is going to help you go into 2021 on the right note. And, he's shaking his head up and down like, yeah, like that's it. I can see the momentum building, the self-esteem starting to come back just in 1 week, man. It's just amazing. Like, jiu-jitsu is just an amazing thing. So it's also who you have around you, who you have as a coach, and what kind of things they're putting out and stuff like that. So again, this year's been tough for a lot of people, me included, but it's not over, all right? It's not over. We are at mile 19. We're at that threshold to where, we can pack it up and say we're sore, tired, beat down mentally and physically, or we can just have some little grit, some mental toughness about us, and hang in there and keep going until we finish out the year. So let's go ahead and do that, finish the year out strong. And let's get to work, all right? So you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll catch you on the next one. And good morning to all you hopping on today. We'll see you.